From the time you were a kid, your parents, your teachers, and every financial guru on TV have been brainwashing you with the exact same lie. Renting is throwing money away. You are just paying your landlord's mortgage. If you want to build wealth, you have to buy a house. Listen to me closely. That is a trap. It's a carefully designed financial trap built by Wall Street and the banks. They don't want you to be wealthy. They want you to sign a 30-year contract so you can become their personal ATM. Today, I am going to completely destroy this American dream myth. I am going to show you the brutal, naked math of why buying a typical house in today's market is actually making you poorer every single month. And more importantly, I'm going to show you why that fool next door who is renting is actually on the fast track to becoming a millionaire, while you are going broke fixing a leaky roof. Stop scrolling. You need to hear this. Let's look at the real math. No real estate agent BS, just pure numbers. Let's say you buy a very average, typical American home for $400,000. First, you need a down payment. If you somehow manage to save 20%, that's $80,000 in cold, hard cash. That money is now dead. It's buried in the dirt under your house, doing absolutely nothing for you. But what if you are like most young people and you don't have $80,000? What if you only put down 5%? Well, congratulations. The bank will now punish you with something called PMI, private mortgage insurance. Here's the sickest part about PMI. You pay hundreds of dollars extra every single month for an insurance policy. That protects the bank, not you. If you lose your job and go bankrupt, the insurance company pays the bank, and you still get kicked out on the street. It is literally a tax for not being rich. And before you even get the keys, you have to pay closing costs. The bank charges you origination fees, appraisal fees, title fees. That's another $10,000 to $15,000, just evaporating into thin air before you even open the front door. Now can't you have the house? With a 7% interest rate, your monthly mortgage payment is around $2,100. You look in the mirror and say, "I'm building equity. I'm an owner." Wrong. The banks use a rigged legal system called amortization. Let me explain this like you are 5 years old. When you send that $2,100 to the bank in your first month, you think you are buying $2,100 worth of your house. But the bank takes a knife and cuts that payment into 2 pieces. The biggest piece, around $1,860, goes straight into the bank's pocket. That is pure profit for them. It's their toll fee. The tiny leftover piece, about $240, is the only part that actually goes toward buying your house. For the first 10 to 15 years, you are not a homeowner. You are just a premium tenant renting money from the bank, and your rent is called interest. If you sell the house after 5 years, you'll be horrified to realize you paid the bank over $100,000, but you still owe almost the exact same amount on the house. But Mark, you say, once I pay it off in 30 years, it's 100% mine, right? I can pass it down to my kids. Wake up. In America, you never truly own your land. Why? Because of property taxes. On a $400,000 house, you are paying around $500 every single month in property tax. And this never stops. If you pay off your 30-year mortgage, but you lose your job and can't pay that $500 a month to the government, guess what happens? Guys with guns and badges will come to your house, kick you out, and the government will auction off the home you spent your whole life paying for. As long as property taxes exist, you are just a permanent tenant of the government. And let's not forget the giant wooden money pit you just bought. When you own a home, you are an unpaid, full-time property manager. A unit breaks down in the summer. Boom, $8,000. Need a new roof? Boom, $15,000. Termites eating your walls? Plumber fixing a burst pipe? Every time something breaks, your hard-earned savings get completely wiped out. Buying a house doesn't just drain your bank account, it locks you in a prison. Let's say tomorrow, you get offered a dream job in another state that pays double your current salary. If you rent, you pack 2 suitcases, break your lease, and you leave. If you own that house, you are trapped. You have to list it, wait months for a buyer, and then, here is the final slap in the face. You have to pay a real estate agent a 6% commission to sell your own house. On a $400,000 house, that means you have to write a $24,000 check to the realtor just to escape. You lose your mobility, and you miss out on real opportunities to change your life. So, how do you beat the system? You rent, and you become a smart tenant. Listen to this very carefully. Your rent is the maximum amount you will pay for housing every month. But a mortgage is the minimum amount you will pay. The guy next door is renting the exact same house for $2,200 a month. Toilet breaks. The landlord pays for it. Roof leaks. The landlord fixes it. No property taxes. No closing costs. No bank interest. But here's the secret sauce. That renter takes the $80,000 down payment he didn't give to the bank, plus the hundreds of dollars he saves every month on maintenance and taxes, and he invests it straight into the S&P 500. Think of that $80,000 as 80,000 little green workers. They don't sleep. They don't ask for sick leave. They work 24/7 inside the top 500 companies in America, printing money for you. While you are on your hands and knees fixing a leaky pipe in a house that the bank truly owns, the renter is letting compound interest do all the heavy lifting. In 20 years, the renter has a liquid, multi-million-dollar portfolio, and you just have an old house that needs a new kitchen. So, if you decide to be smart, rent your home and keep your cash. Exactly how do you deploy those little green workers into the S&P 500? And more importantly, how do you do it legally using tax-free accounts, so the IRS can't touch a single penny of your profits? I break down the exact S&P 500 investing strategy and the Roth IRA tax loophole in my previous video. Stop falling for the housing trap. Click the video on the screen right now, and let's go build some real, liquid wealth. I'll see you over there.